In the UK, there's a bowl for every surface for the Henselite product. But overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members. Visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Morwell Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Morwell Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.
Good morning everybody and welcome to the Henselite Victorian Open for 2025. We are just getting our way under opening match of singles action. A match this morning, Craig Mills from Yarraville-Footscray up against Chris Carswell. That's Chris Carswell's bowl just gone down, pink in colour. That'll be good enough for shot. My name's Tony Sherwell. Very happy to be bringing you this match. And joining me is Sam Rogers.
Any chance yesterday, Chris Carswell opening end, please.
Your triples partner, of course, had a
fair opening end.
Sectional play, yeah, we in for a beauty here. But a bit of a tough day in the knockouts for you, the man they know as Cabbage, Chris Carswell yesterday. Matty O'Brien, the third of that trio. He's got no handbrake today though. Back to singles action. First to 21 in our singles matches.
Changes things up, played it good, gets a couple past the head, past the jack, something to play at. Pretty well played. I don't overplay this and get the jack too far. Opens up an easy draw for Craig Mills.
A little bit of love in the Facebook comments already. Not even the best bowler in his family, says Graham Rosie Lees. Pretty quiet in here this morning. Obviously,
music's good.
Just about everybody out playing. Far cry from yesterday. The place was absolutely heaving. Brad Pavey picks up a 4 on his opening end in the rink next door. Handy start. So Craig Mills holding one. Last bowl to come. We're looking to dislodge that second shot. Just got to get down.
Fair attempt here.
Just missing. No change. That'll be a single to Craig Mills in the opening end. Some 400 competitors in the men's singles draw this year at the Henselite Victorian Open.
Busy day. Game of knockouts after sectional play tonight as well.
You see Josh Corliss just arriving a touch late. Using a wheelchair at the moment.
Unbelievable.
Ankle injury.
Unbelievable.
Still very, very keen to play.
Commitment.
Those who haven't seen the Vic Open singles before, it's 3-player sections. So the third player in the section marks the first game. The winner of the first game marks the second game, and then the remaining match in round 3.
Clear road, real good. Yeah, it's nicely played. C Mills repping the... Is that the old Jester top this morning?
It is. The Yarraville-Footscray cap and the Algester shirt. Keeping all his partners happy. Cry of yuck from Craig Mills. Knew that one was short out of the hand. There's Chris Carswell gone here. All on the speed, and it's just a touch shy, so a bit loose this morning. Second end, I'm sure they'll correct very soon.
Sarcastic cheer from Craig Mills on that last one.
Yeah, I think by these two players' standards, they'd consider this a pretty loose end. Chris Carswell still got one ball to come though. May need to change over to the ditch hand and try and come up through his bowl.
On the board. And, well, with a clear running mate is certainly of it.
Just the single. Chris Carswell.
He's keen on the short early.
He's known for his drives, isn't he, Sammy? You played a bit with him the last couple of days.
Yes.
Aggressive game style.
I was pretty right most of the time, but there was a call out at where were we? Hayfield in the sectional play the other day. Just had to say in Australian, please, pal. Just no idea. Oh, Matt, translate that. Matt's just like, eh? They're open up.
How did you come to line up in the triples together?
Well, Matt's family applied through the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Stop it.
And Cabbage, I don't know. I knew Chris when he was out here the first time in Australia representing Fitzroy Victoria a few years ago.
Yep.
Played against him in the Northern Gateway singles. That's a few years ago now.
Oh, there you go. Who got the honours on that occasion? Didn't need to ask,
Please.
did I? You've had a pretty good year this year, Sammy. You've won the region champs. You've won the region pairs.
Oh, nice segue. State champs draws out live on the results portal.
Perfect. For those who
Some
looking to
okay
see
games,
who they
I
match
guess.
up. Mm-hmm. Who have you drawn first up in the champ singles?
Oh, Brody Harker.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Murray Mally's representative.
Sucks to be him.
And what about in the region pairs? Who have you got there?
I don't know.
I'm going to look it up.
Fair
Nice
bowl.
bowl here from Cabbage. He's got a couple close. One other. Craig Mills. Sort of just ditch weight with his last bowl. You expect something similar here.
Handy
Touch
line, I
off.
think. Oh, this is fair.
Just peeled the weight right off and just decided to draw it cold. What a player.
Might go this. When he tries to draw, I don't know if he can get the shot unless he squeezes the jack out the left. To the right, sorry. It's a bit hard to find, probably, isn't it? Tried to draw this off. Not far away. Needs to hurry up now. Yeah, good attempt. Wouldn't have thought he'd be dropping more than one here. Craig Mills will do well to draw a second without squashing the jack. Gussie McIsaac, who's he playing against this morning, Tone?
Sam Rogers.
You are a silly person.
Oh, hang on. No, that's Bailey Randall. I can never quite tell. That'd be a good match, actually. It is 5-0, if that scoreboard's correct. We don't know which way, though, yet. That's over the other side of the
Need a
green.
name up.
We do.
Good end. Good third ball by Craig Mills to draw that one off. Exchanging ones, early days, 21 up.
Just had a look.
Round one.
In the
Who
men's
we got?
pairs for state championships, you've got Scott Majon and Simon Norton from Yarra.
Who do Peter Lowe and Brad Pavey have?
Peter Lowe, Brad Pavey, a very, very good combination. Have Benny Sale and Nate Zeno
Ooh.
from Sandown.
Get your caps on backwards, boys.
Sandbelt. Some very, very quality matches. Champions Week, very much looking forward to that. Sam Carswell in the YouTube comments saying good luck, Cabbage, from the family. Nice to have you watching.
Fair open up.
Johnny Rich in our Facebook comments just saying Sammy's up and about this morning.
Couldn't be any further from the truth, I don't think, Richmond.
I think he was being sarcastic, Samuel. Good start by Millsy, though. This direction a couple of ends ago, both players were a little bit all over the shop.
Saw Rod Lewis earlier in the week and he had to pull me up, and cause he doesn't know me, I don't know him. See,
Nathan
Nathan's
Lewis's
father.
Yep.
He goes, I've been told to apologise for my comment saying, Rogers, you've got no idea, the other week out at Moonee Valley. I go, what triggered you to say that? And apparently I said that Chippy's playing so good, he can't even believe how well he's playing. The Valley boys have pulled him up on it. What are you doing?
He likes a good laugh, Rocket.
Just over. Great little chance at drawing for a third.
Got to be in the count.
Now we're up. And sticking with the draw early. It's been drawing well. A great position to be in here. This looks tricky from the mat.
Here we go. First side of real weight today. Nothing crazy, but...
Close.
Oh, wow. It's not a huge gap there, but he's absolutely middled that gap.
Close to nothing and peeled the back one out. That's a genius.
Oh, dear. Dead ends are replayed here on the Vic Open, so Change from other years, which gives players like Chris Carswell, Craig Mills another shot in the bag.
Duno's on the money there. Not a lot can go wrong. Craig Mills delivery in the area here again. Wants to hurry past or get down to it now.
Made a bit of a target, then the ball just falls in, so not as bad as it was. Chris Carswell just studying this head.
Yeah, I mean, holding forward's never a bad thing. There's still that gap there he found with the previous.
Does he have to go hot again, Sammy, or can he just draw, forehand draw?
I think he's already played the weight with his last. He'll back himself to go again and try and get a couple out.
Certainly didn't miss by much.
Don't think you're winning the end by driving, but can at least get 2 out here.
Big weight.
What is this, Yesty? First time Yesty. Oh yes, gets all the way across, doesn't even take the front one out.
Wow. Sometimes it's just not your day.
It's a repeat of yesterday's first end. Ay.
Just gave a bit of a giggle as he walked past the commentary booth. Chris Carswell, he knew he just had 0 fortune there. From that angle, that bowl, that could have scattered anything.
Yeah, I mean, he's offline for what he's aiming for still,
Yeah.
but you would have thought you're going to get something out of that. At least one out.
Morning, Barbara Young on Facebook asking, is that Brad Pavey on the next screen? It certainly is. He's leading 6-1. Looks to be holding shot on this end. And has just killed it. So we'll keep you updated with Paddle's score as the day goes on.
Apparently I was a bit critical of one of Vinnie McElwain's bowls in the triples live stream the other day. Triples or pairs? No, it was pairs, and he's filling in for Nathan.
Oh, yes. Super sub.
I told him that didn't happen, mate. We're always positive here.
Yeah, always. We try to be.
I found the replay and I've just gone, what is that?
In a
Sorry,
in a positive way.
In a positive way.
Yeah. Oh, what is that?
Oh, that's unbelievable. Good areas again. He's stopping time. Just out. The good speed here. Falls at certainty. I think last bowl shot.
Morning, Casper, on
Should
the
we-
Facebook comments, saying good morning to Sammy. Saying pink suits you. You can obviously see you in the camera, Sammy. Everything suits Sammy, though.
I'm on TV.
You're famous.
Can you give the markers paddles?
We
Oh.
could.
Yeah.
We don't, normally, but we could. They are a touch, sounds silly, but they can be a touch difficult to use for some. But might be a bit of a laugh. Millsy, can I get the trip? Now, Sammy, I'll give you a bit of time to think about this, but Timmy Wallace has asked, who's your tip in the men's and ladies singles?
We've done this previously before the tournament started.
You sticking with what you've gone?
Well, I don't know who I've gone with, so I'm going to find out.
All right, Cabbage with his last bowl.
Craig Mills already grabbed the mat. Not sure if that's to pick up the jack or hand it to Chris Carswell because he's one down. No, well, there you go.
Just the
Important
one to Chris
into win
Carswell.
after dropping the 4, I would have thought.
6-2, first to 21. Bit of love from Cheryl Flapper in the YouTube comments.
Hi,
Morning,
Cheryl.
lads. Love listening to you commentate, Sammy, as we all do.
What are we looking for? Staff tipping.
While you're looking for yours, I can tell you, Mickey West has said Tice Cromie is his pick.
You copped it for picking the favourites for the entire event. I'm pretty sure there's more than 1 or 2 favourites in this, isn't it? It's a pretty...
I don't think it works that way. I think
20, 25,
I
maybe more
picked
people
them
can win
and
it.
then they became favourites.
Oh, get in the bin.
Morning, Brendan Elliott. Watching on Facebook, loving the live streams.
Singles, L. Jackson. What? I must have been in a bad headspace when I picked these two. Cameron Keenan and Aaron Betts.
Okay.
Where are you? Craig Mills, Nathan Black. Wow, that's exciting.
I did not.
Wow.
Did I?
Let's go, Cabbage. Fire up a bit.
Morning, Reece Jeffs. No, Sammy.
Tony doesn't let me.
Mixed pairs and the triples, and given he's supposed to be running the event, we
Triples
thought
was a bad
we
idea.
might get a half an hour of work out of him across this week.
Whoa, okay. Okay. It's done well to find the centre line on the forehand this direction. Back on ring 8. Moved across to ring 7 last night. Ran good, actually. Pretty consistent on both sides. Not super swoopy like this side can be. Just overweight. I think he wants to sit based off that reaction. Giving it a go.
It's not a bad effort. I'm going to sit in for shot.
Sit in, dead set, jack high. That's nicely played. Brad Pavey, a popular pick. Brett Marnie. Bit of weight here from C. Mills. Oh, see you later. Oh, wow, wait. Was that forehand or backhand runner? Was that forehand? Ay, 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 ay.
That's an unbelievable gap. To not even contact the back bowl either.
Should have gone backhand, pal. Would have got it. Who else is in the tips? M. Flapper, probably due to win a couple games. Who's picked him? The Doc. Well, the Doc's got no idea. Kevin, Matty Curter.
Lee Greening saying Tyson will get it done. And speaking of getting it done, what's Chris Carswell done here? Jack back is worth a number.
Oh, well played.
A number being 4.
Okay.
4 is a number.
Going weight here, Tone.
Oh, there's contact.
Sorry to the shot bowl.
Gets a couple out.
And did well, back to 2.
It's kind of what we're expecting on the Chris Carswell drive in this direction. A couple of ends ago. Some contact would disturb the head, but unfortunately, Chris Carswell got none. Craig Mills gets a couple out. Jack Woodhouse saying Nate Zeno is a dark horse in the event. Usually makes it to the later stages. He's spot on. He's regular at getting to quarters and semis and so on. Very good singles player is Nate Zeno.
Guess who's coming dead set last in all the staff dipping so far?
Don't tell me it's me.
And that's Ray, minus 13. How do you end up on minus 13?
Is that Ray King?
Our
staff member, Ray King.
What I was going to say, is there any chance Chopper could win the whole thing?
No.
On one leg?
No.
If he's out on the grass, problem.
If it's his
Big
first
problem.
time in a wheelchair, I think he's going to find it very tough. Now, he's obviously a heck of a bowls talent, but he's going to find it tough. And good evening to the Cruyff, who's enjoying our great coverage on YouTube from Barry Island in Wales. Nice to have you watching. What about ladies singles, Sammy? Who have you picked in that? Getting back to the original question from Tim Wallace.
Yeah, popular picks. Selena Goddard, Lisa Phillips and Kelly.
Selena Goddard was playing very, very well yesterday. Probably every day, but
Probably
certainly saw it
brave to
yesterday.
leave out Cass Miller in that.
Last
Liv
year's
Cartwright
winner,
in
Sammy
good
Atkinson.
form.
Yeah, nice draw bowling. Looks to be just the one. Brett Baldy says Dean Reaver to win the singles. Playing out of Deer Park. Morning to you, Amanda, watching from a wet Brisbane. Beautiful day here today, just probably 23, 24 degrees, sun shining. Not a bad head by these two players here.
Well, at Falls, it's not far off counting. I think it's a nice little shot on the forehand. Work off the inside of Craig Mills' bowl. It's just short of Jack. Jack movement to the right, all good.
Just joined us, Craig Mills got out to a bit of an early lead. He was leading 6-1. Chris Carswell's picked it back. Quality game. It's just a touch high to get back to the Jack, is he? Oh, it's coming hard now. Well
What
played.
a shot. Good hit ball,
Well
mate.
played.
Good hit ball, mate.
You got a giggle out of Chris Carswell.
Yes.
You're winning on the giggle count.
Get in. What if Millsy can follow that down and with a bit of speed and squash the Jack sideways? He's probably looking at the potential, if he misses the Jack and makes contact with the shot ball, if his goes out the head clean, it'd be pretty unfortunate result.
Tough to get it out though, wouldn't it? Was it not going to lock on the back bowl?
I wonder if he can play. Yeah, probably has to play too quick on the backhand to get under. But if he gets a little piece of it on the backhand, then it might just rattle around. Potential of going sideways or forwards. Is he allowed on his phone at the back of the rink? Yeah, I played a good one there, boys. Tune in.
If he comments on our Facebook stream, one, it'll be funny, and two, no, he's not allowed on his phone.
What are you doing? Still a chance off this one, Tone. Don't think so.
Not going to fall? It is. It's going to fall.
It has.
It half fell. Yeah, Chris Carswell saying it's still him.
Yes.
There
One
we
pink.
go. Chris Mills gives it up.
Chris Mills.
Chris Mills.
The
Craig
great
Mills gives it
Chris
up.
Mills.
Yes, you can combine the two. Jack Woodhouse says for the ladies singles, Jodie Neville might be a fair old shot. She's qualified in, I think, 5 region events this year through to state championships.
Well, a bad
1,
effort.
she's going to be exhausted, and 2, great effort. Brought the mat right up here. They're quite close to us, so we'll just be a little quiet. Thank you for your kind words, Steve Weston, on YouTube. So the coverage has been sensational. That's some very, very good games to cover. Craig Mills just be looking to sit on that last bowl. Chris Carswell.
Early change of hands. Played good. Lands in front of the jack as well. Fair go. Still needs to get down. Doesn't want to slice it. That's held a long way. Stays up at the back of the rink. I think you could play that hole better. Yeah, tiny bit less. Still, if you wanted to make contact, get the jack all the way through past the shot bowls. Bit of momentum here on the side of Chris Carswell tone. Going along good. Chance to drawing for 3.
Yeah, he's picked up the last 3 ends in a row. As you say, holding a couple already here.
With good weight, he'll be in for 3.
They do rip in hard.
Oh,
Late,
just throw it in the end.
Quite there.
Something for Millsy to work off. It's not ended up in a great spot. Not in the count and helping the opposition. Jarrett.
Touch wide. Collected Chris Carswell's bowl through the jack. And
Told you it was helping the opposition. Didn't see it in that way.
has come all the way back. Craig Mills' bowl picks up a single. 7-5.
I think we'll get away from the 21, 22 metres we've been playing. Back to a 3/4 sort of length here.
Brad Pavey on the rink next door up 10-1 over Joe Capuano, but Joe's just picked up a couple. They haven't adjusted the scoreboard yet. I'm pretty sure he picked up a couple on that last end, so we'll call that one 10-3. Nails it with his first. Does Craig Mills. Hot air balloons all over his shirt. Chris Carswell. Of course, it's the new design for Yarra Glen. See a number of the Vic Open shirts on competitors these days too. Shout out to Mel Allen,
Alan.
Campbell Derrick at AM Sportswear, and a shout out to Chris Carswell with a little touch on the jack. Still down, but gets it out in the open. Much better. Yeah, AM Sportswear stocking all the different colours of the VO shirts. So if you want to get down to Terrelgan and pick yourself up a bargain, of course, be able to buy them online through the AM Sportswear store as well. Chris Carswell just confirming which is the shot bowl.
Fair attempt. Just run all the way. And place is good. Everything past the jack. No easy way of getting there, I don't think. Unless he tries to run the two bowls, if it is two down. Get one out, maybe the shot bowl through the jack.
Morning to James Dixon, who's watching from Laidley, Queensland on YouTube. And Alan, who's watching over in the UK. Enjoying seeing a bit of Chris Carswell.
Oh.
Here we go, with weight. Just a touch wide.
Oh,
nearly got it off a wide bowl, but couple to Craig Mills, who's picked up the last two ends on the trot and now gets this lead back out to 4 shots, 9-5. Playing at a pretty good pace, these two.
Yeah, played pretty short most of the game as well, haven't we?
Yep.
Sectional pitches already raced up to 16. Trying to get an idea on the far end whether Angus has got himself a commanding lead or in trouble.
Yeah, it's 9-2.
He's 3 down at the head there by the look of that.
Yeah, so
4 down.
Find out shortly. Bailey Randall is his opponent.
Good, actually good value.
You can hear everything in here today because there's obviously...
What was it? Just any chance I reach?
Yeah. Not a lot of spectators. Everybody's playing today. Men's and women's singles action going on everywhere across the Gippsland area.
Oh, Angus, what are you doing on the far end?
Oh, Angus has dropped in
4 down
short,
to the drawn halfway. Yeah.
Well, we're about to find out whether he's the 9 or the 2 when they update this board.
At last bowl, he could be a mile behind. Not sure he's setting this either.
Well, just getting through the back door, but still not past the jack.
Just to pass the front.
It's a veritable wall in front of this. Brad Pavey now out to a 12-5 lead over Joe Capuano. There's a couple on the jack already.
Is spinning fast enough?
Yes.
Oh, you're a good judge. Not bad for a novice. Let me follow it down here. Goes off the outside. Couple rolls of his own is enough for second.
A little bit of purpose here.
Or not.
Got contact. Got the middle of them. And through. Doesn't dislodge the shot bowl.
Gets a look at the shot bowl now, though. Couple of seconds.
Gary Ball saying Gussie might have had a few too many reds in the evening. A very good chance.
Is the Berwick tawny shirt the one that's marking Paddle's game? Is that a
Correct.
Berwick tawny shirt? That's Matty Coots, I reckon.
It is. Matty Coots, yes. Don't know if this one's got the trip though.
No, it's going to get into a annoying position, I think, though. Not quite. Can see the shot bowl here. At least the next two. Searching. Half a go.
It's not far away at all.
Ooh.
Oh, what a bowl.
Yes.
Wanted to just get the
Well
edge of
played.
it. You're calling for half, half, half.
Definitely two. I don't think the third
Exactly
one's a
that.
mile off from county either. Couple. Or three. It is three. Booyah.
Big pick up, 9-8. Sure, I'd want to be Paul Gallagher, our marker in this.
Why's that?
Well, you'd be looking at it going, gee, both these boys can play, and I've got to play them both.
I'm in trouble.
Yeah, very correct, Ben Simmons. I know you're being very serious and very correct. Wanted to Mark Rossington, who's watching via YouTube from the Philippines. Of course, all our coverage on BVTV brought to you with the great support of Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club. Enable us to bring the pictures of all of our major events. Very generous supporters of Bowls and Bowls Victoria. Good shot here, Samuel.
Getting all the way down to it. Yup.
If you've just joined us, Craig Mills got away to a 6-1 lead. Picked up a 4, largely off the back of a drive of Chris Carswell that took out pretty much his own bowls and managed to avoid all of Craig Mills. So 6-1, and since then, it's been a ripping game. Chris Carswell getting back on top. Pretty much levelled it up, 9-8, the lead to Craig Mills.
Wasn't getting there again. Last couple of draw bowls have been slightly short. Just for Craig Mills to add another. It's going to look great for Chris with his last. Got to look to draw as close as he can. Might only be the one. See Tony James Scullen has come for a look in the background. What could have been?
Yeah,
Him versus Brad Pavey once upon a time, but
it's been a ripping match. James Scullen has injured his ankle while playing in Tasmania last
wow.
week. What a bowl this is.
Oh, wow. Last bowl specialist. Heartbreakers. What is that noise?
That is somebody
That's
measuring
horrific.
a short jack and a tape that needs a lot of oil.
Oi, oi.
Craig Mills going big weight here. Oh, it keeps running. Done enough for one.
Tell you what, if you got that square, he's getting it through the jack and it's just missed. But then to follow on and... Thought make two, but scores a one.
The marker is from Pakenham. I don't know if that's a tournament shirt or what it is. But an answer to your question, Jeffrey Platts. Chris Miles asking, is Brad Pavey up or down? He's up. 15-5. And holding 2.
Can play. Good open up.
Certainly can. We still haven't got a score on that Gus McIsaac scoreboard. It still says 9-2, which it's said for about half an hour, so still not sure which one's which. Yeah, lovely reply from Chris Carswell. Good contingent of international viewers on YouTube, Sammy.
Yes, sir.
Alan's playing out of Yarraville, just near Glastonbury.
How do you know that?
Well, you know, I get around a bit. And Richard Tabor was saying, g'day from Saltash Bowls Club in Cornwall. 102 years old, that club. Both players finding it here. Jack's pretty much on the tee. Matt's in 2 or 3 yards. Millsy winding up. Yeah, got contact.
Oh, he's a bit stiff not to get the other one as well. I don't know if we get the slow-mo, Joshua. That's going close. Not far away.
Chris Carswell not happy with himself, says, oh, Christopher, you know, you're in trouble when you use the full name. Aaron Ward saying the last update is Bailey Randall up 15-2, so hence that scoreboard not being changed for a little while. What happened there with Craig Mills' leg? Just pulled out of that shot, sort of ruptured his leg, so I hope he's okay. So one bowl to come for Chris Carswell.
54% effective draw shots for the match, so it's a toss of the coin as to whether this will count for 2 or not.
Here we go, last bowl. He hasn't called himself Christopher, so that's better news.
It's
Going to be very, very close.
right in.
Yeah,
That's very
in the
good.
count. Well played. Couple of shots, Chris Carswell and Samuel. That means we are locked up 10 apiece. We're just chasing up a score for Mr. Travis Preston, who's asked how Mr. Ewing is going. Cabbage again going with a Matt right up style of play. Thank you very much, Luke Turner, for your kind comments on YouTube, saying love the commentary. Love the commentary. You guys have a laugh and talk about the shots. Makes it very enjoyable. Well, it's enjoyable for us too. We do like taking the mickey every now and again, having a bit of a laugh. We also like good bowls. We're getting to see plenty of that. Speaking of good bowls, Brett Marnie, the pigeon, is up 20-8. He's not far off making it through round 1 of the Henselite Victorian Open men's singles. Of course, sectional play, sections of 3, so each player will get 2 games and they'll mark one. Love the response from Millsy. Bailey Randall leading Gus McIsaac 15-3 as they've finally updated that scoreboard. Quite have the trip for this one with Millsy. Got his line dialed in very well. Again, this mat not too far away from our commentary position, so if we do go a little bit quiet every now and again, that's why.
He's just over. Pretty fair area. 4's is close. Wow.
Still holding one. Craig Mills.
Still think Mills has won.
The marker's saying it's a measure. Morning to Mark Smith on Facebook from sunny Bendigo. Spend a bit of time in Bendigo over the next few weeks.
And Cabbage just trying to help out Millsy just to... He's 1 up or 1 down and couldn't decide either way. Very close. Won't change anything. He beats his last on the forehand. He's all good.
No benefit in going.
Yeah.
Chris Carswell just confirming he's probably 1 down. But is there no benefit in going backhand, Sammy, and just trying to sit the Mills bowl, or you think forehand's a better option for that?
I think
Gives him his own to sit on.
He actually throws the same. He'll get to his own and fall back down to make a certainty of it.
It's close.
Needs to rip in now.
They do hook late.
And
ball, mate.
that's how it's done. Good ball, Kebe.
Ian Crawford's watching from hospital, waiting for some minor surgery on his back. So all the best with your surgery, and I hope we can keep you entertained for the next few days here in sunny Traralgon. Craig Mills with the last bowl of this end. All players getting their line dialed in. You can see pretty much everything on the centre line. fault. That's my fault.
Lead change o'clock. The
Look out if
cabbage.
this is 2. It's certainly 1. Could be 2. While Chris Carswell gets down to measure. Shout out to Tony, who's watching from Sabah in Malaysia. Watching on YouTube. A bit of love for Matty Coots on the rink next door too.
I've seen enough. I'm going upstairs to watch this. Catch you.
Upstairs. You want a better viewing point, Sammy? Just the 1 is the result there for Chris Carswell. 11-10. And replacing young Sammy, who needs a rest, is Glen Soda-Siditis. Morning, Gleno.
Morning, Tony. Certainly been a good contest so far.
Yeah, it's been an absolute ripper. There's been some good back and forth in the comments as well. Mark on Facebook's getting all the tips and skills by watching from a wet, sunny coast. Andrew Wee is a big fan of Cabbage's bowl shoes. Luke Turner says Pidge is his tip to win the singles. He is leading 20-10. He was leading 20-8, so a bit of a comeback.
I've got Pidge in the staff tipping. My 2 choices, Pidge and Todd Trewarn.
Yeah, both quality picks. A field in excess of 400. It's always going to be tough.
What's your general feel of this game been so far, Tone?
Well, I think coming into it, we expected it would be a reasonable quality affair. Both players got very strong upshots. We've seen a fair bit of that. Chris Carswell, touch unlucky in the early stages of this match, just got the wrong side of things, but we really need to do something about that long measure that comes out every now and again. And I can confirm Brad Pavey is through in his match against Joe Capuano.
Yes.
They'll have a bit of a break. They've got through very quickly.
Made good work of that one.
1st to 21 is our format here. 2.25 hour time limits. Dead ends are replayed.
Lovely effort there from Craig Mills to find the hole.
In answer to your question, Travis Preston, yes, Sammy is rocking the pink today. I think he has some sort of deal where he just goes over to the shop, pulls out a new shirt whenever he likes, cuts the tags off and puts it on.
Breaks out the "Do you know who I am?"
I think he does. I don't think he bothers anymore. He just takes it. It's borderline theft.
Is that the new AM tagline? So good you should you could steal it.
Well,
Or
Craig
people
Mills
do steal it.
just flattens on a Chris Carswell's bowl and kicks the jack over. So both players still with 1 bowl to come. Good morning to you, Simon Schmidt, watching on YouTube from the Woody Woody mine site. Waiting for the plane home. Must be a good day for a FIFO when you're getting the plane home.
Certainly been an evenly matched up game so far, Tone. Been taking the stats as we've run through. As it stands at the moment, effective rates, Craig Mills at 57%, Chris Carswell at 56%.
Tells the story when you look at the score, doesn't it? It's 11-10. We're just having a bit of a battle with our keyboard today. It doesn't always connect. I don't love where that's finished, I've got to say. Gives another bowl for Millsy to work off. Question is, what sort of speed does he go? Does he try and trail this jack back? Or does he go big weight?
Certainly a backhand shot can land either the second shot underneath or trail the jack through to his own catches. He is playing that backhand side. Call is surely. Sits the one underneath, runs up to the jack and falls down. We'll wait and see.
I reckon it's going to be a shot to Mills, but it is close. It is. We are back to a tied ball game, 11 shots apiece. A ripper of a match. Brett Marnie just having a real battle getting that last shot. He's been on 20 for quite some time. And he has just trailed the jack back to hold game.
Against young Liam Murphy, is it?
It is, yes. So Liam has one bowl left in his down match. We mentioned earlier Brad Pavey threw in his first sectional match.
A little bit of a loose one there from Craig. Unusual. His first bowl has been the one where he's been dominating so far. His first bowl numbers have been 78% effective against Chris's 44, which has been really setting up the ends for him nicely.
I like your comments, Stevie Shannon. Sammy's not in commentary, he's just jumped out, but please repeat it next time he's in. Might set him off on a little tirade of his D's at the moment.
Can we really afford two Jake Bowies to be running around there or not?
Good effort from Craig Mills. Just runs into the shot bowl of Chris Carswell.
I will say, Tone, it's not the easiest game to do stats on because they are both so quick on the mat, but by the time I press the buttons and get through, was it a forehand, was it a backhand, where did the bowl finish?
Oh, I actually think it makes for enjoyable bowls, but
Oh,
I know
absolutely.
what you're saying. Makes it a little tougher for the statistician.
I mean, you look at it across the green and the same time that a 21-5's gone on with high scores, not a lot of measuring. We're sitting here at an 11 all arms race, and it's we're only an hour into play for the day.
A beautiful shot bowl. Craig Mills had options both side. Just draws it clean.
Chris just asking where that shot bowl sits in relation to Jack and whether there's a gap or not. That first bowl of Craig's on the centre line, making that difficult to see. He's in a reasonable area, but catches that front bowl.
Gordy Baker watching on YouTube saying go Cabbage. Cabbage, of course, the nickname for Chris Carswell. Plays out of Yarra Glen, same club as Gordy Baker. And Lynn Baker in the comments too.
One on YouTube, one on Facebook.
Yeah.
Different rooms of the house.
That could be. And repeats the dose. Does Craig Mills.
It's a good bad bowl.
It is, yes.
He's drawn to 6 inches, but unfortunately making contact on his own and sitting it down has widened the target in a big way.
Yes, that's what we mean. Every now and again we'll say it's a good bad bowl. So he's got the shot, but the target now will be very enticing.
And I think Chris will be pretty comfortable to play big weighted. If they both clear, which they could do, he can leave his 2 pink bowls behind. I don't think he'll manage to hold on to the one on the right of screen as we look at it at the moment. I would imagine that one of Craig Mills' bowls would take that if he plays weight through there. I just find it hard to believe that this is the kind of fella who's just going to draw at this target.
Yeah, I agree.
Playing that.
It's not crazy weight, just sort of mid-range.
Forehand under,
Oh,
gets them
calls
both,
for
and his
both
own
and
pink
gets them.
stays.
Yeah,
I
that's a
didn't think he
beautiful
could
hit.
get that bowl on the right to stay clear, but the green and blue does just bypass it, and he goes the other side too.
Just got the cherry ripe angle on the front bowl. Well played. Chris Carswell picks up a big 3 there in the context of this match. Someone that was down 6-1 at one stage He's piled on 13-5 since that point. I mentioned he was a touch unlucky to drop a 4 in early days in this match. Although that's all history. He now leads 14-11 in a race to 21. Brett Marnie has packed the bowls in the bag. He's got the chocolates over Liam Murphy. Gus McIsaac and Bailey Randall. Continues to be a little bit of one-way traffic.
Brett Marnie on the stream at the end of the day today?
I'm actually not sure. I haven't seen today's vision.
I think he might be the third game.
So Bailey Randall leading 20-6 over Gus McIsaac. The scoreboard says 2-6, but very confident it's 20. He's got the draw dialed in as well now, Chris Carswell.
Staying on that backhand for Chris Carswell. Covering those 2 bowls of Craig Mills.
It's got to stay up though. Nope. Just a touch too heavy.
Of course, Craig now searching for that jack. Can sit the shot bowl. If he gets jack through, it's set up for a very nice 3. Cuts one out.
Chris Carswell will be looking to get some protection among those 3 Craig Mills bowls. He's got a big smile on his face now, Chris Carswell. Seeing it well. 14-11 in front.
That's a nice bowl. Adds the second, leaves the gap.
Cover and count, but it's not quite. I reckon he would have wanted another 1.5 on that. Still, the pressure on Craig Mills. He's still got to be able to get shot.
Well, what it's done is it's given Mills 2 thoughts. He can draw it, or he can play weight. But if he's going to play weight, does he play it at the jack and try and bury it in the pit for a full count? Or does he play weight at the 2 bowls and hope that they both clear?
I think it's just the draw. Just over the draw, trail the jack back.
Calls for both. Gets one of them.
Gets one out. Just make sure this isn't 2, it's certainly 1. Just 1 for Chris Carswell. He's picked up 4 of the last 5 ends. 5 in the last 7, so bowling well is Chris Carswell. Now, Timmy Wallace, I haven't got a Tim Fraser, Luke Clement score, but I will try and get one. I can say Bailey Randall has just accounted for Gus McIsaac. We're on the indoor here at Traralgon. So Brad Pavey's already had a win. Brett Marnie's already had a win. Bailey Randall's already had a win on the indoor green here.
Now, Tone, you had Craig to win the whole thing in a singles.
I did.
Was one of your tips.
Yeah.
This could be a very big contest in the context of that event.
Yeah, it certainly could.
I didn't go with Craig purely out of this match. I mean, it could be a very tough section to clear, and if you're not going to clear the section, then it can be hard to go. Obviously, 3 games in the day. And the winner will mark after this game. Keeps the section alive till round 3.
Nice shot here. He's got it on a string today, Chris Carswell. It's not going to be a reward shot. But so if you've just joined us, this is the Henselite Victorian Open for 2025. Men's singles sectional play, so first day of men's singles. We'll have 3 matches of sectional play, and then we'll have 1 knockout round late this afternoon, this evening. Well bowled by Craig Mills, holding a couple now. We're played across some 18 venues all across the Gippsland Latrobe Valley area. Now, thanks, of course, to Destination Gippsland, Latrobe City Council, Morwell Bowls Club and Traralgon Bowls Club, who are terrific partners and supporters of the Vic Open here in Gippsland.
Backhand searching from Chris Carswell there.
What does Craig Mills do here? He doesn't want to make this any wider.
No, I think he's looking to turn his own bowl over through the jack, reduce it by the target size by 1 bowl, or do what he's done there and block up some of that vision up the front.
Yeah, and you see him just saying, oh, stop, stop, stop. He didn't want to make that target wider. He just kept that one on the same line, so lovely shot. Not sure whether that last one's in the count. Certainly a couple. Close for 3.
Now, dilemma here for Chris. The target's at its widest on the backhand if he's just going to play draw weight, where he can sit either the deepest bowl on the rink of Craig's, trail the jack, or get underneath to the shot bowl. But that forehand, the ditch side that they've been playing all week, is rather rewarding. And although the absolute shot is in front of jack, it's something you can work on off and reduce that count. 2 down here would be a very good result, knowing that Craig Mills has the last bowl and would probably stay away if he was to put one within.
He's spending quite a bit of time there, working out what shot to play here.
There is a kill as well, but it's just a matter of what he chooses here. Plays kill weight. Oh, calls for the kill and clears.
This is interesting too. He's got 1 bowl sort of out of the way, but it's still there. So he only has 1 bowl on the head now. Craig Mills will be looking to change that.
Well, Craig can play a nice weight. Only needs to land on that pink with 2 or 3 feet and stay for 4. Doesn't need to play anything silly at it. He's in the area. Just missed down the outside.
Missed by a whisker.
Lovely pace to play that shot.
He picks up a couple and he hasn't won an end in the last 3 until then, so that'll at least keep him a little bit happier. You would imagine he'll go quite long. It's been the difference in styles. Chris Carswell's opted for the shorter ends today. Craig Mills quite happy to go a bit longer. In fact, he's rolling a rather short jack. He's got the mat on the tee.
Oh, he's just cleared over.
Has gone over the 21 metre mark, so no great stress. But thought he might have gone a touch longer, but he's happy to go short.
That's good advice for those at home after Craig Mills' last bowl, to play the least weight possible that you need to get the shot. There was no need for him to play anything too big, no need to run the risk of taking his own bowls out if he didn't have to get it away perfectly clean.
Chris Carswell just had to lift up the mat to see where the tee was. It's only about 5 or 6 inches over minimum length, so perfect jack roll from Craig Mills.
It's a jack roll that Jimmy Whitehead bragged about the other day. Matt right back and went over the 21 by about a similar amount. Look at that!
Cheering a jack roll is our Jimmy.
Now later on in the day he did proceed to stick one out of bounds sideways, but he still stuck by the I'm the world's greatest jack roller for large portions of the day after that.
I can imagine. We've got a couple of Marys joining us. Mary in Facebook is watching from Fife in Scotland. Nice response there from Chris Carswell. And Mary Spees is watching from Laguna Beach, California via YouTube. So welcome, Marys.
What time would it be in Laguna Beach right now? Let us know, Mary. We do like to see the dedication of our international viewers.
Oh, it's great bowling from Craig Mills.
Over 21 metres though for Cabbage. That is a huge target.
It is, but I think he's quite content to draw this off. Oh, just a touch high.
Swinging through both bowls, knows that Jack rattling through would be handy.
I'll see this bowl and then I'll get to your question, Alex Parker. Because this
Craig trying
one
to change
is very
this here.
interesting. Yeah, he needs to. Yeah, much better. Well, he's still got a bit of width for Cabbage to go at if he needs to. But
Important thing is he's got to bowl past that Jack now.
yep.
Better areas from Chris Carswell here.
He's still down a couple. Jack gets spat out sideways. Plenty of room. Both players still with one pill to come. Alex Parker asking on Facebook what was the result of the Brad Pavey-Joe Capuano game. Brad Pavey got the chocolates there. Just confirming that last bowl is out. Don't think that's going to change too much either way. But so I don't know the exact score. Alex Parker, I've got a feeling it was like 21-10 or thereabouts, the way of Brad Pavey.
Oh, it's an unforced error from Craig Mills there.
Gets in the count. Mary Ingram saying it's 11:15 p.m. in Scotland. And a bit of love for the shirt that our marker Paul Gallagher's wearing. Chris Carswell 3 down. Big bowl. Well, big bowl.
Needs to simmer down a little. Could be a measure for number one.
Certainly cut some out. Craig Mills resigns to the fact that he was holding 3. Chris Carswell good enough to draw it. Now leads 16-13. First to 21, 2.25 hour time limits here at the Vic Open.
Interesting to see what Chris Carswell does here. Craig Mills has just gone away from the long length he had been playing and played short to the middle. Chris had been bringing the mat right the way up. And now we've seen the full switch of tactics with Chris stretching it out. Not quite full length, but a fair way down there.
6-7s watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for your kind words. Saying we're setting the standard for bowls commentary as always. We certainly do enjoy it. It's very easy to do when you get a good game, and we've got that in spades today. Look at this.
It's such an important skill in singles, and it's probably the only format where I don't give the mat away. A lot of games, yep, I'll give the mat away. I'd like to have last bowl on that first end, but singles, keep that mat, that importance of rolling a jack and being able to nail that rhythm with the first bowl, put that early pressure on is huge.
Absolutely.
Of course, on the length change, has just caught Craig Mills out a little bit there with his first bowl. Bowl 1 effective rate. Craig Mills has been the better with bowl 1, 69% against Chris at 54% effective rate. Haven't seen that this end. Mills just looking to get under his own bowl. Has pinched it ever so slightly narrow, but with wonderful weight. Carswell just looking to navigate the Mills bowl again. Be frustrated with that weight as he smacks his hands together. Craig with a more interesting line here. Under his own, very close to the shot bowl, or Jack gets a bit of contact on both and makes a couple.
Cabbage is going to have to bring the draw out again here. He's been good enough. We've seen at other ends. And he's had a bit of pressure against him. He's been able to draw and get the shot. Couple down here. Just got to stop.
He will. Number one to Chris Carswell.
Playing with supreme confidence. He's got his chatty on now too. Obviously starting to relax into this one.
Oh, he does like a chat, Chris. Ripping good fella.
Don't count out Craig Mills. Not sure he's got the trip, does he? No, that'll be one more. The way of Chris Carswell. He now is at the stage where he can pot out. 17-13 and a race to 21. We've seen a 4 already in this match going the way of Craig Mills, so not outside the realms of possibility. Of course, the Victorian Open in excess of 400 players in the men's singles shows you both the beauty and the tragedy. We have a game like this in sectional play. Both these players have every right to go quite deep in this event. They've drawn each other in the sections. Of course, there are no seedings, there's no favours. It's just purely all the names in a hat. We draw out sections of 3. We happen to have had an absolute belter of a match on morning 1, round 1, the Henslite Victorian Open for men's singles action. Casper, Facebook comments saying Chris is on fire. Spot on, Casper. Touch short on this one though. Need to correct slightly with his third. Yeah, a couple of shots, Craig Mills.
Yeah, much better bowl there in the game.
Carswell on that ditch side, just as he walked past us, called himself Christopher again. He knows he's in trouble when he's getting the full name treatment. Here's the opportunity for Craig Mills to pounce.
I think we need to ask Chris what his middle name is, because then we'll know when he's really in trouble.
Pulled out the full
Christopher
name.
Cabbage Carswell.
Yeah, Craig Mills just heaping on the pressure. Big bowl here. Chris Carswell needs to sit amongst these two bowls. Get inside it, it's a ripper.
Sets the bowl for 1.
What a bowl. So every time he's been in trouble, he's been able to pull out an absolute ripper.
Craig Mills walking back to the mat with some mannerisms and the arms shaking. No doubt a bit frustrated with how well Chris is playing at the moment. Doesn't matter what direction he turns, somehow Chris is heaping the pressure onto Craig.
Yeah, just on the draw, trying to sit this bowl out.
He's played 2 very good draw bowls with his last 2 this way. No doubt will be in the area again.
Chris Carswell's clapping it. Stays up. Should well be shot. It is. And that'll be a single to Craig Mills.
Going with the mat right back again. Tried to roll at minimum last time and did so by 5 or 6 inches. Looks to be going for a similar tactic again. Is more comfortably past the 21 this time.
Yeah, he's in by about a yard, so just straighten this jack up and we'll be away. 17-14, the race to 21. Tim Wallace, if you're still watching, I can see Luke Lamont. I'm just trying to get his attention, see if he'll give us a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Chris just contemplating whether he stays on that preferred forehand that they've played so far, and he will switch over.
Luke Lamont got up 21-13. His first match outside against Tim Fraser from Trafalgar. Chris Carswell doing Chris Carswell things here today.
Buff, as he's more affectionately known by
Yes.
the Lilydale boys.
And Jack will be out of bounds. We will
Killed
reset
the end.
this one.
Reload.
We'll play Craig Mills. Knew that one was going to be trouble. There's contact on the shot bowl. Jack goes out of bounds. We reset.
Ooh, that's fun and exciting. First time I've had to press the killed end button on the stats
On the
iPad.
stats, yeah, there you go.
Just automatically resetting back. How good's technology?
Alan on YouTube saying superb bowling. Wish I was half as good as these two. Yeah, me too. I'd even take 10% of their talent, to be honest. Still be an upgrade.
Tell you what, Craig Mills' jack rolling has been spectacular.
Yeah.
Went past by about 6 inches, then it went 1.2 past, maybe 4 feet by.
Obviously, almost every
This one
game
is
he
coming.
plays, he's skipping. But don't sleep on his singles plays. I think he's a 4 or 5 time South Australian champion or champions winner.
Did you just champ Craig Mills?
No, I did not. He's run into a red hot Chris Carswell. But it's not over yet. 14-17.
Next game on the live stream is Nate Zeno against the winner of Ian Ewing and Michael Stevenson. Ian Ewing was leading that. The loser of Ian Ewing and Michael Stevenson. Ian Ewing was leading that game about 16-8, not too long ago.
Yeah, just
Lovely
having a
bowl from
look.
Craig Mills there.
Yeah, that game's not finished, so no results in just yet. can confirm that Ian Ewing will be on the live stream next. Up against Nate Zeno. Craig Mills holding one. This one's going to be just a touch shy.
Chris just asking about the gap between the shot bowl and the jack. Marker indicating that it is just about 5 mil off. Great sit shot there from Chris Carswell.
Jack gets spat out sideways. Favour Chris Carswell for one.
Of course, our marker Paul Gallagher from West Sale will play the loser of this match next. Of course, a winner marks the next game to make sure that the section's alive throughout the day.
Yeah, beautiful bowling. Craig Mills. Proper off-centre jack. Minimum length end. No trouble at all. Chris Carswell just making his way back down the mat now. It's just double checking where second shot was before he's played that. Going the ball. Just missing. So I would say that'll be just the one to Craig Mills. Correct. Edging just that little bit closer. 15-17. We've still got plenty of time left. We're only about an hour and a half into this match, so. Again, we're seeing Matt on the tee.
Oh, wow.
And the jack going probably 18 inches over minimum length. Absolute control from Craig Mills. He's bowling this way, give himself opportunity to kill the end when he needs to. We saw him do that the last end, going back towards the outdoor greens.
Can't underestimate how difficult that is. Heavyweight jacks on an indoor carpet. The relationship between bowl and jack isn't quite the same on a carpet as it is on a regular grass green.
And then puts the jack to within an inch. Puts the bowl to within an inch of the jack, I should say. Jan Moore's watching from Pakenham via Facebook. It is a ripping game. How can you not love the Henselite Victorian Open?
Fair bowl here from Chris.
What a response. Wow. Craig Mills will look to follow that one down and sit it out. It's just behind the jack.
62 against 60% effective bowl rate between these players. Testament to how close this contest has been.
It's got a second prize for Millsy, just a touch narrow. Still holding shot.
There's just not going to drop back for him there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of touch of spray still left on that bowl, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Mills with sitting weight again.
Yeah, this is the line. He's going to sit the Carswell bowl through.
Perfect.
Just a little touch on the jack. That one is a legit touch-up. It is about a 3-bowl wide target here.
Can go big at the front one and have all three clear.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to do.
Oh, no,
Missing
he's pulled
underneath.
that one under. That one's missed by a little ways for Chris Carswell. Bowl just coming back down the green. What does Craig Mills do here? Favour's just going to need something in behind. He doesn't want to make this target any wider. You'd have to imagine Chris Carswell's going to have another go at it. So he's either going to try and tuck the jack away somewhere or get him behind. Selected to get one in behind, so now got the best back. Rick Nichol asking on YouTube, are we going to be able to watch all finals on BVTV? You certainly will. Finals will kick off on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday action. So today being Thursday is sectional play and one knockout match. Tomorrow will be 4 knockout matches of the singles. And then finals start Saturday and Sunday. What have we got on the program, Glennie?
9 a.m. Saturday, women's triple final, followed by the mixed pairs final, 11:15.
Just check this by. He's just pulled his weight off. Trying to get the jack back. He's not far away. No, gets through to a bowl. 2 more to Craig Mills, and we are level pegging. What an absolute belter of a match. 17 shots apiece, first to 21. Sorry, Glennie, go for it.
9 a.m. Saturday morning, women's triples final, 11:15 will be the mixed pairs, followed by the men's triples final at 2 p.m. and the women's pairs final at 4:30. That leads into Sunday morning, where we will see a... What have we got there? Just trying to make sense of that.
Men's singles semis and then women's singles semis at the same time. Then we'll have the men's final singles and we'll have the women's singles final.
And then finishing up with the men's pairs final at
Yep.
4:30.
Plenty of finals action here on BVTV. Thank you to the generous support of Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club who power the stream. Craig Mills just a touch short. He's been lethal with his short jack roll on first bowl. These last few ends. That one, by his standards, a touch short, 2 feet short. Chris Carswell just going to get around it slightly. Hold shot. Both players just trapped out a touch wide. The hand doesn't quite turn as much as the ditch side. Better line here from Craig Mills. Better speed as well. Wants the jack. It's a little touch and runs past. Probably still in for shot.
Carswell playing this backhand, trying to get down to the last bowl of Craig's. If he can move it 3 or 4 inches, that'd make a couple, but he's not quite going to get there.
It's just going to be a touch under.
Chance for Craig Mills here to add a second.
Does he change hands, or you think to stick with the one? He's
Looks like he's going to
gonna
play that
change
forehand
hands,
side,
yeah.
stay tucked out of the way.
Yeah, I like this changeover. It's got to hook in hard now if it's going to be in the count, and it's doing that.
Lovely
What a
bowling.
bowl. Gee, both players have just played superb today.
The only thing with it is he has created a bit of a shelf there. Chris Carswell can confidently reach down, land the bowl, trail the jack. If he really wants to get excited, he can play weight and get them both.
$17 all. This one's starting to get quite tight. Players now taking a little bit of extra time over their shots, thinking through the options. Craig Mills has won the last 3 ends on the trot. A couple of singles and a 2 on the last end. The pressure now back on Chris Carswell. How does he respond? This is how champions respond. What a bowl. I'll just confirm it is 1 to Chris Carswell. It is. Just nerves of steel for Chris Carswell.
It's interesting, he got to that 17 mark within 1 perfect end of it, and that was the moment where Craig Mills has pushed back. It's often talked about in singles that those last 4 shots are the hardest to get.
Well, we saw even the great Brett Marnie earlier struggling to get the last one. Took quite some time to get off 20. Jack, probably a yard and a half in from the tee, and Matt on the tee, so real change up from the last couple of ends where Craig Mills has been able to dictate the length.
Nice looking pace here. Trying hard to turn all the way down to Jack.
Great starter.
Mills underneath on the line.
Just going to cut through.
He's gone wider here. But with that touch of extra weight,
a bit of track from Craig Mills. Just needs the speed to get past Chris Carswell bowl. Don't think it's done it. Chris Carswell still holding one. That's the question of our marker. Paul Gallagher.
Who's on the mat set, ready to play the forehand, asked the question, just in case it affected his decision, and has gone back to stay with that choice of the 4.
Nice bit of bend on these pink bowls. This one bending all the way back to the jack. Well played, holding a couple. You see Millsy go with weight. He's got the back bowl. Doesn't want to take his own bowl out of the head with the danger. Shaping up with weight.
If he hits his own, does clear every single pink on the green.
Good.
Oh, he gets it through clean.
Wow. Absolutely middles it. It does not move a whisker sideways.
Unbelievable how difficult it is to just get that through the hole and nothing else. No doubt here, Chris Carswell looking to cover and count. He's currently holding match.
Whole rebound. I don't know whether, Josh, you can get us a replay. Just want to see I reckon that bowl rebounded back on.
Yep. And the players have sorted that one out.
Yep. Weren't quite sure whether that bowl should be removed. They weren't sure whether that was the one that was on there or not, but yes, it is. So it's been removed. All's good now.
So Chris holding 3 here, no doubt just trying to stay away. Needs to get across to block that if that's what he's going for.
It does do that. Oh, what a ripper of a game. Faye Winther, Facebook comments, this has been a great game to watch. Spot on. It's been a bit of good fortune, well, not much good fortune, it's been a bit of bad fortune, I should say, for both players. Craig Mills on that last drive in particular hit it beautifully. Could have easily dislodged both bowls. Craig Mills.
He was indicating that backhand up through the shot bowl could get the jack moving to his own. Of course, he lands anything up there, he'll reduce that count.
He needs to reduce it. 3 more to Chris Carswell, and this match is over. Craig Mills shaping up for big weight. Here we go. It's on target.
Takes 2 out. Leaves to fight another end.
Ooh.
Oh, it's just fallen back.
I still think it's out anyway, but it's, yeah, confirmed as 2 to Chris Carswell. 20-17. What a match. Arguably still a little bit stiff there too. Could have got more out than that. Craig Mills with that sort of weight. Liam Gorfine on YouTube asking how we're going to get Pavey on the stream today. We could well. We haven't nominated a third match. Just pending results of sectional matches. We'll try and bring a live match. We do know the next game will be Nate Zeno, one of the favourites for this singles event, always goes deep, up against Ian J.R. Ewing. We'll have a third sectional match.
I think Sammy was just indicating before that there was an error on the scoreboard there, so it's,
so he
JR's
beat
won that
Michael
match.
Stevens, so it'll be Michael Stevenson versus Nate Zeno.
JR marking that match.
There we go. And then we will have one knockout match as well later on today, so we'll wait and see who progresses through and pick a good match. Hopefully we can get one that's nice and close, a la this one. So for those who haven't seen the Henselite Victorian Open before, there's sections of 3 in men's and women's singles. 2 players, 1 marker. They rotate around, so the sections of 3 means 2 games for each player and 1 game of marking. 2 players play first. The winner of that marks the second game. Make sure that the third game is live either way. Chris Carswell just a touch shy. I want to open the door for someone like Craig Mills. It's been an absolute belter of a game. Both players with all the shots. Craig Mills just headbutting his own bowl in for shot. Not sure if it's 2 or not. It probably likely is.
Chris Carswell taking his time, having a look. Obviously, he's got 2 short bowls on the hand that he's played with his previous bowls. Whether he needs to change to get down under Craig's bowls. Change he has.
Got back to 17 all. Chris Carswell's peeled off the last 2 ends. Now leads 20-17. No change. Does have something in behind now. The scary thing for Chris Carswell is Craig Mills can pot out on this end as well.
He's currently building the head to do it.
Needs to drop in. We saw Chris Carswell holding match last end. Carswell studying this head from all the angles.
Obviously, he's just played about 10 feet of weight then, can land over the bowl and run up through. He'll be deciding which weight he can play where the holes disappear. Obviously, if he goes straight at it to take out a shot bowl or go the jack, then his bowl can fit between the jack and shot bowl. The more that bowl swings, the lesser the gap and the better chance of making contact with something to change the head.
Certainly zero issues with time limit. They've still got another 25, 26 minutes in this match. Taking some time over this one. It's a big decision. Going with weight.
Forehand swing weight. He's in the area for the jack. Oh, wow.
Just comes under a gap. Now Craig Mills with jack movement can take this match. He's holding two already. Question is, does he want to really go for it and try and get the jack back? Or does he want to just add to the count and get it to 20 all and dictate the length of the next end? We'll find out. Trying to add a third in. Certainly going to do that. Call the umpire just to check this one. Peeled out 3 bowls. We'll find out this is for the match. Craig Mills looks awful relaxed. The umpire makes his way out of the rink to measure for the game.
A few different pieces of equipment used throughout the week. We've seen the lasers out here, and
Then we've got
in
the
this
string.
situation, we're going with the string.
So this was called as 3. The knowledge we got back. So if it is 4, there we go. Good steady hands of our marker, Paul. That one is in the count, and they are shaking hands. Well, that is unbelievable. That was called as 3 for us the whole way. It's somewhat of a anticlimactic ending to one of the best matches we've seen in some time. Craig Mills has picked up a full count of 4 to take this one 21-20 in an absolute belter of a match that all players should be very, very proud of. Chris Carswell going through the narrowest of gaps on his last bowl. Left the door open for Craig Mills. And when someone is as good as Craig Mills, you do not want to leave a door open. He has picked up the full count of 4 and finds himself with a victory here on BVTV. One of those matches that had just about everything you could possibly want. Now, thanks, of course, to Henselite for sponsoring the Victorian Open for 2025. And Moama Bowls Club and Dandenong Club, who've helped power the stream today. Of course, Terrelgan for hosting the event. And Josh, who's produced the show so wonderfully well, as he always does. Thanks, of course, to Sammy and Glen for helping out in comments. That's it for this match. We will be back shortly with the next match on BVTV.
In the UK, there's a bowl for every surface for the Henselite product. But overseas, I use the Tiger 2 and I use the Dreamline XG purely because I love the grip and the arc that the bowl takes, and that's what makes me one of the best players in the world.
The Traralgon Bowls Club. Amazing food for you and your family. Function rooms for celebrating with your friends. Corporate spaces for meetings and conferences. With special benefits for members, visit us today at the Traralgon Bowls Club. More than just a bowls club.
The Moama Bowling Club is your place for fun and food. Come and try bowls and make new friends. Have coffee or bring the family for lunch or dinner. The Moama Bowling Club. Visit us today on Hazelwood Road.